All right, so one last look at Chelsea. In this case, what we're going to do is we're going to look at it in a little bit more detail. So a little background, Chelsea came in and had a little bit of an aesthetic concern with the canine. We knew that she had a couple baby teeth that were going to take some time to exfoliate, but we really wanted to address the social concern. So we started a little bit earlier than we normally would have. By the time we got through the alignment and we were at the end of phase one, we just sat around. And what I want you to really see in this case is that when you finally get a tooth into a certain position, so let's say you dial in first order control, it doesn't change, right? We don't have to worry about contact breaks or the tooth rotating or something happening that we've already fixed. One of the greatest gifts I think that the Damon Ultima System gives us is that once we solve for the first problem, then we can solve for the second, then we solve for the third. We don't see problems creeping back in that we have to solve for again. So once I take care of the first order, I can dial in the second, finish up with the third, do the occlusion and AP, and we're finished. So hopefully you enjoyed this case. Okay, the last post we went through this case a little bit quickly to look at the fact that we didn't need to bend arch wires. Let's dive in a little bit deeper. Chelsea was a class 1 crowd. We started a little bit early due to some aesthetic concerns. You can see that that canine was a little bit out there. Some crowding in the upper, a little bit more crowding in the lower, but overall class 1. Panoramic doesn't look anything significant except for that delayed eruption, and from a cephalometric standpoint, things look right on. From a variable torque perspective, we knew that we were going to need some arch development, so we used procline in the upper, but then we knew that we were going to have some advancement and want to control the torque in the lower, so we used retrocline in the lower 2 to 2. You can see that this case treated out beautifully. Let's go ahead and look at the timeline. Now, phase 1 lasted quite a while because we stayed in the 0 and 8 arch wire for a while, waiting for those permanent teeth to erupt. Once they did, we bonded them and then added and went and finished phase 1. Moved into phase 2 with 180275 for some repositioning, and then finished up the case in the last couple months with a stainless steel version of the same dimension. Now, we weren't worried that we were going to be in phase 1 for too long because we knew that we had about 5 or 6 months to complete the case in the backside for a fairly efficient treatment of 19 months and 13 visits. Again, when we look at the x-rays, everything's pretty much dialed in. We're going to wait on wisdom teeth, and when we look at the before and afters, we really were able to achieve really good buccal development. Anterior aesthetics look great, facial inclinations look nice, and really periodontal support looks good. So really overall, a really wonderful case. You can really see the lower buccal uprighting is how we resolved that lower crowding, and the upper arch development really helped us to obtain a beautiful arch form, which we'll see here. You can see that we start developing the arch, kind of nail the aesthetics, and then just finalize it over the next few visits. Before and after, macro aesthetics look beautiful. Mini aesthetics look really dialed in, and here are micro aesthetics. When you have 3D control and you end up with a really nice alignment, you can see that without any arch wire bending and a full-size arch wire in this system, you can really dial it in. So hopefully you enjoyed that case. Stay tuned to check out more.